Thank you for attending another edition of Beginner Breakdown. I'm newly back from Las Vegas. I had a really excellent time. You know, I met a lot of good people out there, a lot of intelligent people. And so I helped direct the 50th National Open. And had a great time. Didn't win many bets, but that's all right. But I ended with a bang. So I'm on fire here. So they had me directing the National Open, and they were like, which section you want to be in? And what do you think I said? I said, give me that U1200 section, because that's where I can get all the good material. So this is a last round game. We'll start from the back and go to the front. So this one is Roel Gracia against Jennifer Goodman, U1200 here. All right, Roel's got the white pieces. So they play the opening just fine. E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight F6, the Petrov. If I was saying, I'd say just take the pawn, you know, free pawn. And, well, it's not really free, because if you take, they'll play D6, and you'll go back, and then you take. And then if they put your knight in a pin, right, you just get out of the pin with the queen E7. So that would be the correct way to play the Petrov. There's lots of bad ways to play the Petrov, but that's a good way. But anyway, he plays knight to C3 to protect it. And so he's like, all right, I'll protect my pawn. Gets the bishop out. So he gets the bishop out. Okay, so now white plays knight to G5. This is obviously not the fried liver attack. What is an excellent option that black has in this scenario that he does not have in the fried liver attack? Yes, Julian. Castle. Yeah, you could just castle, and then if they take, you would take. Bishop takes check, king takes, and it's even material, but black is ahead in development, and he's got 2 for 1. I'd much rather have 2 pieces than a rook. Okay, but instead, they pick the wrong choice. H6 attacks the knight, but now the knight gets the fork. So queen up, saves the queen, but now the rook goes. So black isn't doing very well right now. So she's like, I'm going to do the same thing to you. But unfortunately, it doesn't work, right? Because white can simply capture the knight. And now they're like, discovered attack. You're falling right for it. But there's a very simple way to save this queen and the bishop. Okay, when you know 2 things are attacked, like the queen's attacked, the bishop's attacked, that's when, if you want to save both of them, you generate an attack stronger than your opponent's. So what is the only piece worth more than the queen? Yes?
You move the queen to G6.
G6, yeah, H5 is more precise. But they both get the same job done. Just queen H5 as the U1200 player saw was just a little more accurate. All right. The reason why you play queen to H5 instead of G6 is because your knight wants to hop to G6 and fork the king and queen. Okay? And that's exactly what happened, obviously. And then knight takes queen with check. So king takes, and now you might as well just keep checking, right? Now king to F8. Notice this square F7. Your queen probably wants to go there and checkmate the king. But obviously, the knight is here. So knight takes C7, or just to be funny, knight to B6, whatever you want to do. Knight takes C7 is obviously better. But unfortunately, he plays the move check. So now your checkmate is off the board here. All right, but he's like, all right, I got your rook, I'm going to get another one. King up, so knight takes the other rook. So 2 free rooks. Knight A5 attacks the bishop, and then he's like, I haven't checked you for a move or 2. I'm getting antsy here. So check, and unfortunately, that check wasn't the best. king and bishop, right, yeah. It's like there's no way she's going to see. She's obviously just going to play there. But somehow she's like, yes, all right. And now this is, so this is actually when I started watching this game. I haven't seen anything up to here. The reason why I was so intrigued by this game is because I saw the next move here. Bishop f7, like there's no way your king's going to go to e8. That's it. So putting your pieces, you know, where they can be easily attacked in your opponent's territory, not wise. So, but luckily the game was gold up until that point, so it made it all the better. Okay, so bishop back to c5. So you know, your knight, bishop, the same rank here. So you know, ideas like c3 probably good, but they play b3. I don't know. All right, so now king e7 and bishop back, so still protecting precious e8 here. And so knight c6. Black should really be in this position, okay? Instead of going after this bishop, which looks tempting, but it doesn't really do anything because he easily flees back. What piece should black be trying to really corral in this position? Yes?
Bishop to d4?
Well, bishop d4 in this position, they'll just play c3. But I mean, it's a decent idea. But look at this white knight, okay? It's way back on the back row, not doing anything. So you play b5 with ideas like bishop to b7. And then that knight has no place to go. Okay? So if your opponent has a piece way on the back row, right? Try to capture him, okay? But by playing king e7 in this position, okay, it lets the knight, after this bishop flees, and knight to c6, it allows this knight to get out. So you got to be really precise. You know, if you know you've got a piece kind of captured and corralled, keep them corralled, okay? Or else if they get out, they're going to strike, like Kimbo, right? So check, yeah. All right. So he just takes the bishop and boom. So he resists the urge to check here and just plays bishop b2, attacking the pawn. So now this king's going to go for a big walk. He's going to castle. See, this king is not a warrior right now, but he's going to try to make it a warrior, I guess. I mean, so you got to ask why he made the move. Okay, it's true to attack here, but then you have to ask, well, what was the pawn's job on g6? It was protecting this pawn, so bye-bye pawn. So king up to h6. Which piece, if you were playing white, would you move in this position? Everybody can just shout it out at once.
Rook to h3.
Rook to h3 looks tempting, but unfortunately the bishop could take. And well, you consolidated a lot, but we have better. What piece do you think we're going to move here? It's white to move. Anybody got any suggestions? How about the piece that was just attacked by the king, right? And so the king is attacking the bishop, so we should move the bishop. Unfortunately, the bishop does not move in this position. It plays rook to f3. And so, chomp, just take it, okay? But it's still okay for white. Even though he just lost a piece, he's up a lot of material, so it's okay. So now rook f8. So she's really afraid, oh my God, he's going to checkmate me when rook to h8 happens, which is obviously a fallacy. So she plays king to g6, and the bishop goes. Knight attacks the rook. He sees it, attacks the knight. King up to f7, attacks the rook. So, you know, you piece attack, you just move. Knight attacks the rook. Rook takes check. Knight here. Now, everybody should know exactly what white should play in this position, right? Yeah, right. We don't even have to say it, right? Attack the pin pieces. How hard is it, right? But unfortunately, you can't resist the pawn. Now, knight attacks the rook again. Rook check. And now this time, he takes here. King back up. And d4. Okay, so knight attacks the bishop. So bishop flees all the way back. All right, knight attacks the rook. Big check. Knight c6. Okay, so now, why do you think she played that move? She knows it's obviously suicide, but she's trying to achieve the stalemate position in this part. So now he's pushing some pawns. She's pushing. King up. King attacks the rook. Rook here. King there. And now at this point in the game, who do you think is more upset when they're sitting at the board? The player with the white pieces or the player with the black pieces? It's a trick question. The guy playing white, Roel, he's groaning. He's like, oh, it's so tough. If you had this position on the board, you should be like, I love it, okay? I'm just gonna march my pawns up and just get a queen and I just checkmate you, right? You shouldn't be moaning and groaning. The girl playing black has every right to try and go for, you know, a stalemate. She's under no obligation to make life easy for you and resign. In reality, life is easy. You're up 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 to nothing. You're up by 3 touchdowns. And you have a possibility to get all 8 queens, promote all pawns. So you should relish this situation, not, oh. And so check. And so rook back. So all he has to do, obviously, is play boom, boom, and he's got mate in like 4, right? Instead, well, there he goes. So, so let's see how long it takes him to get a queen from this position. All right, so king there. So it's smart not to get a queen here. All right, so rook up, king up. Now you could promote the pawn with check. What's stopping you from doing that? I don't know. Now you could protect the rook if you promoted. Now rook back. All right. So now you can't promote anymore. You blew your chance. All right, so now he protects it. So she should obviously block, at least try. But she goes there, and now he can't resist to get the check. Yep, that check. I fooled you. You thought he was going to get that one. All right, so now push that one a minute. King here. Why? In endgames, just get it and get it done, okay? We don't need all this theatrics, like the moaning, the groaning, and the stalling. All right, now he's like, all right, I'm sick of fooling around. And now he does find the mate here. Where is the checkmate? Nope, rook a5 does not work, because that would allow me to go to b4.
Queen a5.
Oh, queen a5. Oh, okay, queen a5. They stop early, but queen a5 gets the job done as well. So he had a lot of mates. All right, so he finally figured it out here. All right, so now we're going to go to the start of the tournament. Board 1 under 1200. So if you're afraid to like get in a tournament and like, oh my God, I'm playing the top guy on board 1, okay? So let's see. He might win, actually. This gentleman is from Missouri as well. The only couple Missouri guys I saw out in Vegas here. Okay, so white starts out. He's the number 1 seed, Barry, with white. He's playing Charles. Nice guy. E4, C6, knight F3, E6, D4. So white's winning here. Black's going to try to break it open, but white's like, there's no way I'm going to trade and let your bishop out. So he plays E5. Good for him. Knight D7 here. Bishop attacks the queen. Bishop blocks it. He protects it with the pawn. And black plays h6. So they got it. He's got to take and take. So now if you were playing white, I'll give you a hint. Which piece would you probably get out? The bishop, the other knight, or the queen, or the rook, okay? So those are your 4 options. You can move the rook off the back row, the bishop off the back row, the queen off the back row, or the knight. Which one you like? Or are you just like, I don't like any of them, I'm going to play c3. All right, so if I was playing, I would definitely get my bishop out, right? Unfortunately, he plays queen to d3 here. It doesn't help with castling, it doesn't help with anything. So now, the difference between white's move and black's move is this move actually attacks something, right? So that's why the idea of c3 probably in the position was pretty good, because then you could play queen c2 and bishop to d3 then. All right, so queen d3 happened. Queen b6 attacks the pawn. So let's see how he protects it. He protects it with the pawn. Pawns are the best at protecting other pawns, obviously. All right, a6. Now the bishop is relegated to just doing nothing on e2. c5, protect it. His knight gets to c6. So black's finally getting some pieces going. Sure thing.
On white's last move was c3. That's in your opinion. What do you think about c4 for white? I'm just
just charge up c4.
Yeah, charge the center a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, so he'll take that most likely, and then you want to take with the knight, I guess. Or do you want to trade queens?
I probably would trade. I probably would take it with the queen, because if you trade, my bishop has more scope.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
knight takes here. Yep. So yeah. Sometimes it's better just they attack your pawn. Just deal with the situation at hand. You know, either take it or protect it or move it forward, but try not to ignore it. Okay. So knight up, d4 takes c5, and now the knight captures and attacks the queen. So queen e3 puts the knight in a temporary pin here, but the knight can flee to here and protect. But he plays a unorthodox move here, plays his queen back to a7. So white attacks with b4, black plays knight a4. Now, okay, he plays queen f4. So, you think there might be a trick here, but there's not. Let's say Charles just castles here, okay? And then they play b5. Okay, so I'm attacking this knight and simultaneously attacking this knight. Should I care? The answer is no, because I can just capture this pawn and queen takes knight is off the table, and obviously pawn takes knight is off the table. So instead, he gets worried about this and plays b5 himself. Okay, so b5 happens, and so now white gets castled. And black plays bishop b7. Let me ask you a question here. Who do you think's going to get checked first in this game? The guy with the beautiful castle, he's got 3 guys defending, well 4 with the rook, all on his king side, or the guy, you know, king in the center? You would probably think black might have a chance to get checked here eventually. But white's going to make it easy for him to get checked. After bishop b7, white decides to push his pawns in front of his king. Very unorthodox. So rook to c8. So now black cannot castle over there. And he's just going to keep his charge going. Knight takes. So now there's an obvious threat. Queen takes, f7, check. It might be kind of scary, the castle over here now, because I might try this, this, and this. So I don't think I would castle for black here. So he plays a really funny move to protect this pawn. Bishop to a8. Nothing wrong with that. So discovered protection. Rook to c1. Queen e7. a3. And now he can put his bishop back to b7. But that really shouldn't have been a priority, okay? The priority should have been, you know, trying to diminish this attack. Queen g3. Now he complicates things with d4. So instead of really addressing the situation, he just plays knight up. So he's like, okay, I'm going to take it then. And he's like, I'm going to take this. Now this is a very, very risky thing to do, right? Because you got the queen and the king on the exact same line here. Obviously, in this position, I would probably play king here. Even though I get checked, it's okay, because I'm going to go here, and now my threat is rook g8. All right, let's see what he ends up doing. He ends up offering a trade of queens, and kind of letting him off the hook here. But he doesn't want to, and now he's like, all right, fine, you had your chance. Now I'm going to start checks. Rook g8, king over. And now he's like, you sure you don't want to trade? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure, I don't care. You can go ahead and check me on g2, that's fine, whatever. And so he's like, all right, I'll do it then. I'll do it. King e1. And so now another check here. So he's only got one way to only one way. I mean, he can take or go back with the knight, obviously, but so bishop f1 here. So so let's see what we got here. All right, so you want to open up the lines here. And so just move the knight anywhere. Maybe even knight takes b4, it's the best, but whatever. Knight e7, okay? So now all he's got to do is get down there, and he should be winning here. So here we go. Knight g5, threatening his own check here, okay? So can we get away with bishop to g2 here? This is when we really have to calculate. Luckily, we have a kibitzer here that will tell us everything. But I'm thinking we don't have to calculate. Let's just play bishop g2. And bishop g2 would probably lose horribly, huh? Yep. That gives us a slight edge. But he's like, okay, I'll play some prevent defense here. Or control 2 or something. Oh yeah, I'm learning. So the guy under 1200, he must have been sitting there using all his time and really calculated out, okay, bishop g2, I can't do it. I got to play knight f5. Something like that. Okay, so knight f5 here. And so now it's like, I'm going for it. So now he's got to calculate some more again and be like, can I get away with bishop to g2? Or what about rook to g1 already? Now you got to just do it, right? You got to do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, rook g1, it's a winner. It's a winner. All right, so rook g1, and you check me on f6, I don't care. All right, but he's like, nope, nope. Rook g7, and that doesn't even, if you're gonna move the rook, you might as well move him all the way down. But now check happens, king e7. Now he's like, I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm just gonna take your pawn. It's like, all right, well, good luck with this. And he's like, I can't resist taking your knight. I gets queen down to d2, threatening check. So now he's so afraid of everything. so queen c6. So he's like, and even though you're scared and making defensive moves, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to stop the attack either, okay? So let's see how this plays out here. So bishop, he decides I'm going to distract the queen from c6. All right, how should black obviously respond to this? We'll take the bishop. With who? Well, we'll see. That's what he thought. Oh, whatever. I'll just take the bishop with the queen. It doesn't matter. Let's see if it matters, Julian. Let's see if it matters. Rook takes the knight. And now he can't resist playing some more defense. Knight e7. Rook takes rook check. Bishop takes. And now, can anybody see a mate? I'll give you a hint. You only have 4 checks. 2 of them work. So, oh yeah, he's got it.
You move the queen to e8.
Queen to e8, yeah. Yeah, or d8. But it's good to get right in this grill here. All right, so that was board 1. And so let's see how the gentleman does on his next game, okay? The favorite, the #1 seed, Barry, okay? So Barry has the black pieces in this round 2. So let's see if his reign on board 1 can last. All right, so white plays e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4. So just take it. Bishop c4. Max defense again. So all these guys. So obviously, free pawn, you can't do it because of rook e1. Just like in that last game where he broke open that g file. All right, so he's like, I'm not taking it. I'm not like that. So he's like, I'm going to attack your bishop. See what you think about that. It's like, all right, I see it. Okay. All right. So now bishop e7. c3, try to break it open. It's like, okay, I'll just push, and it's like, fine. It's mine. Huh. I probably want to get some of my pieces off the back row, but I can't resist attacking that bishop one more time. All right, rook e1. Knight to e5. All right, so he's going to stop e5 by putting something on it. So knight takes, queen takes. Queen c4 attacks f7 here. All right, whenever somebody's trying to do the 4-move checkmate or whatever on you, you know, where he's got the queen and the bishop all in a battery, both pounding down on f7, the obviously worst way to protect this is not what you think I'm going to say, f6. There's even something worse. Well, they're close. Is very close. Knight to h6. Because now he's operating as a defender, right? But he can easily be captured and removed from the game. And in this position, you have to take here. Because you can't be down a piece. Even though it allows it, you still might have a chance. But so after that, after bishop takes h6, now he's like, darn. So what does he play here? Queen h5. So protects and attacks the bishop. So my big question to him would be, why didn't you just play queen h5 in the first place? But I never got to ask him the question. Yeah. All right, so now bishop takes g7. He's like, I don't care. All right, so now this getting scary again. All right, so here we go. So bishop to d4. All right. Now, if you really wanted to threaten checkmate in this position, which piece would you use? Anybody have any guesses? Who's the most powerful piece? The queen. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. You can put your queen there, put your queen there, put your queen there, put your queen there, put your queen there. You get the point? You would probably put them here. Well, I don't know where you would put them. But obviously, he's like, I'm not going to threaten checkmate, but I'll threaten a devastating check. And so he's like, whoop.
You have to be very subtle.
All right. So now he's like, now this guy's like always a move behind. All right. So now he's like, all right, now I'll threaten the checkmate. I'm so cool. And then he's like, pawn take. And now he's like, calling over his family. Look at me. Look at me. Checkmate. What? I can't do checkmate? No, because you yourself are in check. And guess what move you have to make? Yeah, queen e2. Yeah, you're out. So unfortunately, so if you touch a piece, and even though you weren't intending to put it there, you can make a legal move with it, you have to do it. In this position, he actually goes to e4, and you know, you don't have to take the queen now. He plays queen takes f7 check, king d8. Bishop f6 looks pretty good, but can't resist taking the rook, and then it's all over. Rook takes queen, checkmate. All right, so we got now we'll see if the guy that lost in the first round of the #1 seed can redeem himself in round 2. This time Charles has the white pieces. Starts out d4, counters with d5. The queen's gambit accepted, he takes it. So in this position, you should play either knight c3 or e4 to try to corral the pawn back. Knight f3 is the best move? No way. Jeez, look it up. Look at it. You think e3 is the best move in this position as well? No. No, all right.
You should play e4.
All right, so he tries to protect the pawn here, b5. Bishop e2. Gets his bishop fianchettoed. So a3, probably a4 was what he was really going for. Slip, yeah. So all right, so after bishop b7 here, now he gets his knight out, attacks the pawn. So he protects it with a6. White gets castled. d7, rook e1 now. Now, if you were playing as black here, what do you think your priority should be in this position?
Well, the answer is not to build on pieces of castle.
You don't want to play knight f6 and get none of them. Right. So okay. So rook is on the same lane as the king. So e6, very risky. So e4. So let's get one more dude in that lane with the king. Okay, queen e7. So you don't really want to be playing like this because I think d5 here might be devastating.
Can you play knight d5?
Let's check it out. We could even get greedy.
Probably is not good.
Right? It actually likes e5. What does the computer know?
Oh yeah, actually,
All right. So, so bishop attacks the pawn. So he decides to protect it with the king. So castled. The king would have been a lot safer, well, way before, with the pawn still on e7, with knight f6 and castled. And now it's anybody's game over here. So queen c2 gets a queen on the same line as the king again. And so now, as we saw in that first game, and in fact, the one where the guy beat him, you know, he moved up all his king's pawns. So I guess he saw that it worked for him somehow. It's gonna work for me. So c5, a to d1. So you want your king like this guy's king, you know, everybody's safe and protecting him, and he can't get checked, and life is good for him. All right, rook a to d1. So takes d4. Knight takes d4, and now he gets pawn forked. So he can't make a threat greater or equal to this pawn fork, unfortunately. So all he can do is try to get a pawn for it, and that's what he does. Bishop e3. Bishop protects the pawn here. Knight attacks the queen. So he's like, okay, I'm just gonna take, but now, oh, you take with the rook. Keep it open. Is there any way that we can protect this pawn? And the answer is, probably not. Well, not that I can see. So he plays knight to b8. Excuse me. He plays queen to e8. So when he takes here now, he set up a discovered attack on the rook. But now his whole queenside castle is now destroyed. Queen takes c4. So if he was going to block with the queen, don't shout it out too fast. Because my first inclination was wrong. Yep. But then 2 seconds later, I found the right move. So look, we've been talking about, you know, king, queen in the same line. So this looks pretty tempting. This is why they always say, you see a good move, look more. Look for a better one, right? Because we can remove the defender of the dude. And so even if he tries to protect this, like you're not taking my queen. Oh, I didn't even see that. Rook d1 check. And then, yeah, all right, Julian's better. Yeah, and then we win it all, okay? So obviously, I mean, he plays knight to c6 anyway. But, so now everybody should know what the right answer is here now. Yeah, just pile up on the pin piece. So he protects it. Give him a big check. And now rook to d1. Let's see if it works. King protects the rook. When you're using your king as a main protector of pieces and he's in the center and he's getting checked, you're not doing very well, just so you know. All right, so rook takes d6, obviously. King takes. Another check. Bishop to b5. Well, he's going to play that after he gets a check in. Yeah, well, so that's what he does, okay? Now he gets, try to attack him some more. So now he gets a great defensive move finally. Gets the knight finally in the game, where it should have been on move, whatever, 10. All right, so now he has to retreat all the way back. And so now, obviously, You can't resist the urge. Play F6. F6. Always resist the urge, okay? And now he's toast, right? All because he had to play F6. Check. Is there any way to get out of this check? Only one. Knight to D5. Just take it. Nah, not with the pawn. I was thinking about it, but bishop takes D5. King E7. Bishop to C5 check. King D7. You think White's moaning and groaning like that guy we saw earlier where, oh, I'm up so much. Why is a guy resigning? No, he's happy. He's just like, give me it. Just give me it. This is this time of my life right now. Take E8. Rook takes E8. Check. King B7. And now he just can't. Everything's forked. So he can't take it anymore. So he's like, he throws in the towel. He throws in the towel. And so that was the National Open under 1200. So you know, if you're afraid or you're thinking like, oh man, am I really good enough to play like, you know, maybe you have a rating of 600 or something, but you've been watching the videos, getting better, playing on chess.com or the ICC, you know, it's not that tough. Your opponents will make bad moves, and you just got to be there to capitalize on it when you got the shot, okay? So, okay, that's a beginner breakdown, Vegas edition. Glad you enjoyed it.